Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talking Preps. I'm Blair Cartwright. Pleased to be joined today with Sean Banks from South Kitsap football out in Washington. Coach, welcome. Thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You bet. How's the weather out there out west? I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, but I've heard it's absolutely gorgeous.
It is. You can't beat it. I tell people if you can get through, you know, December through February, you can't beat it after that. So
And great football weather, I would imagine, as well, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Awesome. Well, speaking of football, your team's off to a 2-0 start. You've got to be pleased with the way the Wolves have started the season.
Yeah, kids have really responded to coaching. Letting us coach them hard, buying into team philosophy of being disciplined, just knowing your job, doing your job, playing super physical football. Really proud of the kids. Really proud of our staff. So yeah, good start.
And this week, it's part of the Mascot Media Game of the Week. You're playing Central Kitsap, which is a rivalry game, though I understand this has not been played since 2015. Wow. Your thoughts on resuming this rivalry part of a 2-year contract?
Yeah, it's exciting. We're out here on the Kitsap Peninsula, and we played them when I was kids. And then when we moved to the new league in 2015, that kind of stopped because of our new league. At the time, had 10 teams, so you had 9 regular season games. So it'll be great for the kids, great for the community. The kids are excited because they know people on the team over there. So yeah, we're excited. They're a good football team. Mr. Keel has always done a good job with them, so it'll be a good challenge for us to see if we can line up and do our jobs.
Is this a friendly rivalry, or I mean, I guess because it's been dormant for so long, it can't really be bitter. But are friendly rivalry games like this fun for you to coach in?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like no, it's not friendly, in my
Okay,
opinion. I
gotcha.
not that I don't respect Mr. Keel and those guys, but like they beat us when I was a senior. We were ranked third in the state. They came in and
Mm.
took care of business and beat us first time that they ever had beaten us. I'm 41 years old now, haven't forgotten it, and they beat us fair and square. So no, it's not friendly.
Okay, there's some unfinished business. It sounds like to me. So awesome.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, I mean on my end, but like I
yeah,
don't share that with our kids too much. The kids, we try not to talk about the quote unquote glory days, but I
yeah.
think it's important that the kids know that when we were rolling in the 80s and 90s and early thousands, it wasn't because we just had great players. It was because of the system, because people bought in, and so that's what we try to reiterate whenever the quote unquote glory days are brought up.
Speaking of glory days, you mentioned you played then. How unique is it to be the head coach, the school you played at, you graduated from, and what's the challenge in trying to bring those days and that type of success back to the program?
Um, So I would say it's very unique and very dear to my heart. Just the way that I grew up as a kid. I lived with coaches throughout my high school career, just because of different things that happened, or post high school career. But there was a lot of people in the community that helped me. Without football, I would have gotten into a lot of trouble, and football is what kept me out of trouble. And so I have a lot of debt to kind of pay forward to the community, to the program, to the people that help me. So it's unique in that aspect. As far as the challenges go, um, I think hard work is hard work, and I knew that coming into it. I knew that signing up for what it is, but it's a lot of joy to work with the kids. When I got hired, the kids were part of the interview process. I had said, "Hey, I can only do this one way, which is working really hard. I'm going to be a very strict disciplinarian. There's only one way that I know how to win. Maybe other coaches can do it another way, but it's going to be full tilt, so to speak, and you got to do it our way. We don't care about who's talented, and all the kids have bought in. I haven't got any pushback, but a lot of kids have quit. We started with 156 kids on the team. We're down to 94. It's not for everybody. Um, we tell the kids we want to be really tough, really physical, really disciplined. If you get in trouble, we're going to discipline you. We won't play you. We won't start you. All of those things. And so I'm a big believer in quality over quantity. Not to dismiss or talk about the kids that either quit or didn't make it or anything like that, but we want it to be a select group, and so that way we can rely on those kids that we have, and the kids that we have, we can rely on. They're great kids, they're tough, they're physical, and so we're heading in the right direction.
Awesome. I love it because that's one of the great things about football. It can teach you so many things. It's not just an athletic skill, but life skills. And
Yes.
and that's what you're trying to do. Who are some of the influences on your coaching style?
Well, I mean, DJ Sigurdsson is like a father to me. He influenced me. We're different personality wise. Ed Fisher as well, the former coach who's the stadium is named after. I'm not super. I didn't grow up with Ed, and I didn't play with for Ed, but our personalities I have heard are somewhat similar. Coach Masaki, who's the head coach at Lincoln High School, very successful in Tacoma, Washington, and then Keith Ross as well, who's one of our division rivals. Who is they're like the number one team in the state right now in Washington for 4A. So those guys have really influenced me. But of course, I guess college coaches. I'm a real big believer in like Kirby Smart, Saban. Those guys tend to have a similar bend to personality. I'm not saying I'm like them, but when they say things, I tend to agree with them. I'm not. We don't want to be dependent upon talent. Our motto last year, my first year, was takes no talent. Like takes no talent to show up on time, takes no talent to work hard, takes no talent to be a good teammate, to know your job and do your job, to be tough. Talent's going to come and go. God doesn't make everybody super talented, but everybody can use the talent, whether it's limited or unlimited, that God has given them to play really hard. So I would say those are the types of things that we try to preach and do here.
Excellent. And I also read you're a big believer in the weight room. Why is the weight room so important in building a program?
Yeah, I would say, like I told the kids, this is a year-round commitment, and I think the weight room, a football program to me is a year-round commitment, and so you play games from September to November, December if you're elite, obviously. I mean November if you're good too. You make the playoffs. So what do you do with the rest of the months? If you want to be elite, 3/4 of the year, 75% of the year is going to be made up in the weight room. The weight room builds confidence, it builds strength, it makes people safer, and we want to be physical. We tell kids we run 22 duo, which is just whether you call it power without a pull or inside zone. It's no trick to what we do. We're trying to get double teams and move bodies. We build everything through the offensive and defensive line, and we just tell kids like we want to be the most physically violent team. You can't do that without the weight room. And I think the weight room too is just beneficial for life in general. I think it's really important for young people in general to lift weights, to go to failure, to do it safely, obviously. But you're going to find out who's who in the zoo in the weight room real quick. You're going to find out who's committed. Our goal is to have 75% of the team in there 75% of the time. We had 102 days of workouts. We work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the school season. And the first Monday that the season's over for us, we will be back in the weight room. There's no days off. And in the summertime, we lift 4 days a week. So it's extremely important to us. I told the people when I got hired that we're going to build it through the weight room.
And it sounds like it's paying off with a 2-0 start, with a great opportunity to go 3-0. What do you got to? What's the key that you want your team to focus on Friday night for this game? or is there a certain key? What's your
It's like we,
message?
yeah, yeah. The message is know your job and do your job. Line up, don't flinch. There's going to be highs and low. I think last year I really did some reflecting. There's a lot of things that I had to really improve upon. I'm really competitive. I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. But with that being said, I realized that I was not as focused on the process, and I would be more focused on results and wanting to win. And of course I want to win, but I think if you really want to win, you have to be focused on the process. I know everybody says it, it's super cliche. So for us, with our kids, we try to tell them, hey, it's a faceless opponent. Doesn't matter who we're playing, doesn't matter where we're playing, doesn't matter what the score is. Your job is to line up, do your job, be really physical, give great effort, and then everything will take care of itself. So I try not to get caught up in the X's and O's too much. There's a lot better coaches out there. I'm not a real like X and O genius guy. I just want to line up and be real physical and know our jobs in executing. And so the kids have done that the first two games. I thought the second game we played a lot better than the first game, which I was happy about. And so we want to get better. We have to get better this week, and I think we've done that in practice this week as well.
Well, awesome. It sounds like the Wolves are in great hands. Best of luck Friday night, and of course, I'll be watching the stream from here. That's the great thing about our platform. We can watch games throughout the country. Coach, best of luck, and thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us today.
You bet. Have a great day. Thanks.
Thanks, you too. All right, Sean Banks from South Kitsap. The Wolves in a big rivalry game this week. Check it out on the Mascot Media platform.